Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Silver Springs police were contacted by the FBI and asked to add additional charges to an arrest made. Silver Springs police officers were dispatched to the 100 block of Industrial Drive where Christopher Charles Hines, age 29, of Romulus, Michigan, was attempting to use false information to obtain cellular devices. He was wanted on outstanding indictments from the United States District Court of Nebraska. Prior to the officers arriving, Hines was exiting the store. He saw the officers and began to flee on foot. Officers gave chase. Hines ignored numerous commands and continued evading arrest. Hines was apprehended and was found to be in possession of identifying information and a credit card that did not belong to him. Later, with consent to search his vehicle, officers found additional identifying information that did not belong to Hines. Hines is in Hopkins County Jail charged with evading arrest or detention, fraudulent use or possession of identifying information 5 to 10 items, a felony 3. He's also held on indictments for conspiracy, unlawful use of Social Security number, and aggravated ID theft. The 3 indictments, again, from the district court in Nebraska, the federal district court in Nebraska. Saturday morning on Celebration Plaza, approximately 20 people walked to bring awareness and raise funds in support of Mission A21, an organization that seeks to abolish human trafficking in the 21st century. The local walk was one of over 457 walks in cities around the world within a 24-hour period. Flashing school zone speed signs have been placed on Houston Street at the high school in Silver Springs. The signs were being put in place Monday morning. The signs placed by the city of Silver Springs were requested by Chief of Police Jay Sanders in response to concerns regarding the speed along the 4-lane Houston Street. Drivers are reminded to slow to 35 miles per hour when the lights are flashing. Early voting is now underway as of Monday. Early voting for the November 6th general election. Early voting in Hopkins County takes place at the Justice of the Peace Precinct 2 courtroom on Jefferson Street. Early voting is Monday through Friday, October 22nd through November 2nd. Early voting each day is 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., except Tuesday, October 30th, and Thursday, November 1st. That's when early voting will open at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. Early voting will also be available on Saturday, October 27th from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Sunday, October 28th, noon to 5 p.m. Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Lady Cats volleyball team took care of business and defeated Mount Pleasant solidly 3-0 Friday and are now locked in a 3-way tie for third place in the district. The Lady Cats topped the Lady Tigers 25-7, 25-22, and 25-7. The Lady Cats, with their 4-5 district record, are now tied in the district standings with Royce City and Greenville. The Lady Cats wrap up district play at Texas High next Tuesday night. Meanwhile, Royce City is at home against Mount Pleasant, and Greenville will be hosting Lindale next Tuesday night. For the Lady Cats Friday against Mount Pleasant, Autumn Tanton had a team-high 15 kills. Maddie Vickery had 7, Sydney Washburn had 6, Sadie Washburn had 5, and Abby Bear and Lexi Wisenhunt had 3 apiece. And Wisenhunt had 28 assists. Sadie Stroud, Kate Womack, and Taylor McElfresh all had a service ace. Stroud had a team-high 9 digs. Tanton and McElfresh had 5 each, and Maddie Millsap and Wisenhunt had 4 each. In block assist, Sydney Washburn had 2, and Tanton, Bear, Wisenhunt, and Vickery all had 1 each. Lady Cats volleyball coach Justin Manus said he thought the Lady Cats' first and third sets against Mount Pleasant were very clean, adding that they were some of the cleanest sets the Lady Cats had had all season long. The Lady Cats improved to 28-12 for the season. And Friday was senior night, and that was for Abby Bear, Taylor McElfresh, Maddie Millsap, Sadie Stroud, Autumn Tanton, Madison Vickery, and Lexi Wisenhunt. And Coach Manus said all 7 played solidly. passing, setting, and hitting. He said they definitely wanted to finish their careers on the home floor in fine fashion, and they did. Coach Manus said he expects Tuesday night's match at Texas High to be a real doozy. With the departure of 3 Division I caliber players, some folks believe that the Wildcats basketball team may be just a so-so team this season. Basketball practice begins Wednesday for the Wildcats, and Wildcats basketball coach Clark Cipolletta tells us that the departure means that some good basketball players still left have an earlier opportunity to show what they can do.
Throughout the course of high school careers, you have kids that graduate, you have kids that move away. It's all part of the system. But the good thing is, I feel like here in Sulphur Springs, we're not relying on just a player or a couple of players. We've kind of built something as far as a program goes. So just different guys are ready to step up at any given time. And, we have a whole lot of faith in these guys who are here, and they're going to fill some big shoes, but they're ready for it. They've worked really hard, and, we're just really excited for the season.
You got Keyston Willis coming back, so I would assume that you're expecting a big season out of him.
For sure. He's been on our varsity since his freshman year. He's really carried a very big load of the scoring each and every year, and we're looking for him to do even more stuff as far as, lead the team and different aspects, be able to facilitate the basketball and also be one of our better defenders. Him and Xavier are going to be 2 really keen seniors who have kind of carried the load that are going to really help that. But I have a lot of good kids on this team. I know a lot of kids have gone unseen because we've been so deep in the past few years, and we're still pretty deep. 2 other seniors that y'all probably don't know much about is Jeremiah Rowland, very athletic, springy guards, might be my best defender, and then another kid named Cedric Berry who can really shoot the lights out of the ball. So we have pieces everywhere, and they'll get the opportunity to show everybody what they have.
A couple of younger guys I thought really might have an opportunity to really step out there. Day and Day Hall, and also Cameron Conn.
Yes. Yeah, Cameron Conn and Day are going to carry a big load. They're athletic guards / forwards, whatever you want to call them. They're just really good basketball players. Cameron's really stepped up, and Day, as far as just carrying the load of leading. They just practice hard each and every day, and we're going to rely heavily on them as well. I think it still gives us a very big lineup. We've been really big in the past. I think we still can carry that on with those 2 guys at about 6'6", 6'4". They are a guarding nightmare, and they can guard multiple positions. So it's good to have guys like that on your roster for sure.
Also, Grayson McClure, he's a kid that you've always been very high on as a point guard, so he have an opportunity probably to play.
He has. He's worked really hard in the fall and the summer, really putting up a lot of shots. Him and Kyle Taylor, I mean, they lead our load and putting time in the gym. And they'll have a great opportunity to really step up and fill a role. And the cool, unique thing about this team is each kid's different. So I don't have a whole lot of kids who can all do the same things. It's like each kid does a little bit something different, but they're all really good at 1 or 2 things. So when you put them together, you have a chance for a special team.
Now, those are the guys that came to my mind. You mentioned a couple that I didn't think of. Anybody else that we're leaving out?
We have 2 sophomores that will be up with us more than likely, and Lamadrick Johnson and Boo Wilkerson. They were on the JV last year as freshmen, and they've really developed, and they're going to be really special players this year, especially in the near future. They're very talented guards, and we're going to rely on them a little bit as well. So. That they have just as good as the opportunity as anybody else. A couple of freshmen, they're not ready yet, but some of those might have an opportunity. Nothing's set in stone yet.
Yeah, that's right. The first day of practice coming up on Wednesday. Very tough schedule as usual. You don't back down from anything. You love the challenge. And you love to test the team vigorously, and I think we'll be tested too.
For sure, no doubt. This is a very, very difficult schedule, and like you said, I like to challenge our guys. I'm not here to try to win 35 games each year and lose 2, and by the time you get to the playoffs you haven't seen that type of competition or speed. I'd rather lose a lot early, and when you lose you get to learn. I don't ever view a loss as a loss. It's just a learning opportunity, because those teams can expose you in areas that you really need to work on and get better. So I have a confident group. We're going to go out and battle. I think we could play with any team in the state of Texas, so I want to put us in those showcases and those tournaments and regular season games, but we'll definitely be tested and find out what we're made of very quickly.
Yeah, most people with the departures and everything just sort of said, well, we're just not going to be very good this year, but I think you would quarrel with that vigorously, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. I love that saying. It gives us a chance to prove, gives those guys a chance to prove what they're made of, and step up to the challenge. I love challenges. I've always, as a player, always carried a chip on my shoulder, and as a coach, I carry the same chip. So always out to prove people wrong and show them what we're made of, and I'm very excited about this team. I think we're going to be underlooked by some, but that we have a chance to be very special once we get everything clicking and playing hard. We'll be fine.
Looks like a team that could very well challenge for another district championship,
for sure.
And I know you hope you kind of take a few more steps in the playoffs.
No doubt. I tell people all the time we have the same expectations as last year's team, but I think this team can actually really go further. I think our senior leadership and just all the pieces that we have and the togetherness that we can form with this team is without a doubt. We want to win district, and we want to go further than we went last year, and it's going to be tough. It's not an easy road, but it's definitely very possible for this group, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we keep going. So
you glad Wednesday's finally here?
I am. I've been looking forward to it since last year after the Prosper loss. So this group is very enjoyable. They come to work every single day. They were here all summer, and when you can get a group who puts in that type of effort and shares the same passion as the coach does, it's very fun. So this group's excited, and as a coaching staff, we're excited, and it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, I know usually when you start practice, the first scrimmage is not far away. When will you have your first one?
So we actually got invited to a very unique scrimmage. It's called the Elite 14. They take 80 teams, and my apologies, 60 teams. They take 20 Texas teams, they take 20 Oklahoma teams, and then 20 kind of all around the United States, some from Canada. So we play, it's that first Saturday, I think it's November 3rd, in Wichita Falls, Hershey. And it's just a huge scrimmage. There'll be tons of college coaches there. We're actually going to play Lubbock Estacado, which is a very good 6A, and then we'll play Norman, Oklahoma, which is one of the top tier teams, and then we'll play Millwood, Oklahoma, which is a prep school. So right away we'll get challenged, and it'll be a good opportunity for us to see that type of competition early on. And then our next scrimmage will be that following Tuesday versus Cedar Hill and Longview in Longview. So be here.
And a week or less after that, the season starts. It
does. We'll go back to the Cowtown Showdown, which is another invitational that this group got invited to, and we get to play Plano East first game, a good 6A who's has a well-known record for winning. So it's here.
That's where it all started for us last year with a big win over Bowie that caught everybody's attention. They were in the top 25.
They were, and we look to do the same stuff. We play Rockwall early on. I think they're number 6 in 6A, and Geyer's number 1 in 6A. We're going to go play them. Jesuits, another team. Nothing easy, but I tell all these guys we got to earn it. Nothing's going to be given to us, but if we go out there and practice hard each and every day, we'll earn the right to be one of the best teams.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.